Well, good evening, everyone. Michael Soothing here. Yes, my voice doesn't sound right today. What was that? Just when I go to video, weird noises occur in the background. But anyway, it's Father's Day. I thought I would do a little bit of ramble. If I have the voice for it and I don't lose my voice. I've had the flu for about 2 weeks. Can't seem to get rid of it. And I think it's because of something I'll explain later in some other video. Not today. Do you have any good memories of your childhood growing up with your dad? I do. Now, even if your dad was a terrible beast who beat you, not that I'm saying I had a father like that, of course. I didn't. You can dredge up a good memory here and there and tell me about whether you had a good father or if you have some good memories. I remember my dad taking me fishing, before all my thousands of siblings came along. I was the oldest. We went fishing up at Crystal Lake in the San Gabriel Mountains above LA. I may have to whisper through a lot of this video, but I didn't want to keep going and going week after week without making any video. I feel like making one, so I'll make one today. Virus or no virus. Sometimes making a video when you're not feeling 100% is good in ASMR because you're in a very tired and relaxed state of mind, as I am right now. Anyway, I used to tag around with my dad when I was small. Whether he took me to work on a Saturday or whether I tagged along, he was golfing with friends. I loved that stuff. We had a lot of great family outings too. To San Diego and out to Catalina Island on a little boat, Disneyland, Santa Barbara, things like that, growing up in Southern California before it got ruined. And so over the years, my dad and I would sit and talk about things. We would also play games like Stratego and other board games. We would even do crazy stuff like shoot BB guns at each other in the backyard with eye protection, of course. One guy would be over by the cinder block wall and he would run back and forth, and the other guy got 3 shots from the BB gun or something. I got him a lot more than he got me, haha. But then I was small, 10 years old, I could run fast. Anyway, I actually was gonna peruse through the newspaper, since I save them and never read them. State okays University of Oregon tuition increase. How come every time I read the paper, there's a whopping university tuition increase? It seems like every week I open it and there's a giant tuition increase. That's so that we can pay for all the fat, massive pensions, since there's roughly 2 teachers retired for everyone working these days, and they can retire at a very early age and basically close to full salary and benefits. It's quite a deal. And the university system, what they do is they just charge more, knowing that the poor students will borrow the money with student loans they'll be stuck with the rest of their life. But we're not here to talk school politics, so let's move on to something else. Let's see what else is in this paper. Billionaires haven't paid. Ebola outbreak in the Congo is spreading to the U.S. Have you heard about mysterious large groups of people from the Congo suddenly being deposited in the U.S. over the borderline in the South? It's strange. Let's see. Oh, here's an article that gives me shivers. 6,300 miles of family bonding. Okay, now, see, much as I enjoyed those little jaunts with my dad as a kid, I don't think I could take 6,300 miles of family vacation. A Springfield family back from a trip in a converted school bus. The San Filippo family packed their essentials from their Springfield home and took a once-in-a-lifetime adventure in a converted school bus. Oh no, that might be enough space to not getting each other's nerves too bad. I was thinking a car, but a school bus, that would be okay. You wouldn't have to listen to your little sister whining right next to your ear about how long to the next destination, because you could go to the back of the bus and chill, right? U.S. and Russia blame each other as battleships nearly collide. All right. I don't like most of these articles because I don't think they're going to be soothing to you. Maybe we should go straight to the Dear Abby columns and see what kind of gossip and dirt we find there. They have some interesting looking photos from their journey, but I think they might have used Photoshop or some kind of software manipulation. I don't believe that's the natural colors. Do you? I think there's been some shifting and enhancement of their trip photos. Where did they go? Let's find out. They have all this boring background. The founder of Urban Lumber, making quality custom furniture. No, I don't care what they were doing before. Tell me where they went. We ventured down to Baja, Mexico, and when we came back, we smuggled 15 illegals in the back of our... No, it doesn't really say that. We ended up staying there for 2.5 months. The weather was great when there was a harsh winter in many parts of the U.S. I have a good friend, Walter, who has a little house trailer about halfway down the Baja, Mexico peninsula on the Gulf of Mexico side. And he goes down there in the winter time to do some fishing. Someday I might go with him. Anyway, let's see where else they went. He and his wife love going down there in the winter or the spring. They went to Moab, Utah. Let's see now. Wildlife. They saw whales off of Mexico. They got to see them have their calves. The children helped release sea turtles with a conservation team. Even whispering, my voice is going. So this might be a shortened video. That's why I haven't made one in a long time. Next time I'll tell you why I'm so sick and why I can't get well. Or sometime I'll tell you. Taking the heat, swimming pools offer relief when the weather's hot. See? They show lots in the back here. People jumping around in the water. Let's see if we can find Dear Abby. Ah, here it is. Romance with ex-wife sister causes a hubbub. Tell me, what is a hubbub? Is that anything like a kerfluffle? When they use words that you haven't seen since the 1930s, you know you're reading either the Dear Abby column or Reader's Digest. Okay, here we go. Dear Abby, I am a 57-year-old man who has been divorced for 8 years. I reconnected recently with my ex-wife's sister, Edith, whom I hadn't seen in years. There's something slightly incestuous about this. It gives me the creeps, to tell you the truth. We began a friendship which has evolved into a serious relationship. Have any of you ever gotten a crush on your spouse's sister or brother, depending on whether you're male, female, or undesignated? I hear that there's no such thing as gender anymore, but I'm not buying that just yet. Anyway, people are using personal pronouns like we instead of, he went or she went. It's they went, even though it's one person. I find that a bit odd. It's like if they're a little gender confused, are they pluralistic, like Sybil, multiple people in one? I don't know. Anyway, it's so far off track. Okay, a serious relationship with the ex's sister. My ex is having issues with our romance. She should have issues with her sister, and has been trying to turn friends, our grown children, and our parents against us. We are both single and enjoy each other's company. Is there any reason why we should not pursue this relationship? Dear two lovers, when your wife left you, she lost the right to dictate what you can do with your life. Now go and have a good life, because you and Edith deserve one. I think Abby's getting senile. First of all, the letter doesn't say that his wife left him. Secondly, how does she know whether the ex-husband and the sister-in-law deserve a good life? Maybe they deserve a bad life. Have she ever considered that possibility? Anyway, what's the next letter? Dear Abby, ever since I can remember, I have felt like my mother hates me. Maybe that's 'cause that person's mother hates them, okay? Maybe that's why they feel that way. It's a daughter. Growing up, my two brothers got whatever they wanted, while I had to beg for the things I needed. Neither one could do anything wrong in my mother's eyes. Now that I'm an adult, she still treats me this way, and it's making me depressed. I have medical issues that she refuses to believe I have. What can I do to make my mother like me? Dear depressed, perhaps you could radically alter your personality and become a likable person. Oh wait, that's not what it says. I suspect the mother's the bad guy here though, not the daughter. So I shouldn't be mean. I need to be nice. Abby rambles on for paragraph after paragraph about how the mother probably had a bad mother herself. And then she says, what might help you is to discuss your relationship with your mother with a licensed mental health professional. How come most Dear Abby letters result in being sent to a mental health professional? Have they ever solved anyone's problems? You know, the licensed family and marriage counselor. If they've ever helped any of you, let me know, okay? I mean, really helped you genuinely solve a problem. I'm not trying to be hyper-skeptic. I utilized their services in the past, one or two in particular, for marital discord long ago. Anyway, next letter. Dear Abby, I have a friend who calls 20 times a day. All right, that's about 19.5 times too many, in my opinion. If one of my kids asks me for something and I ask her to hang on while I respond, she hangs up on me. She feels I'm being rude to ask her to hang on. And that might, okay, it's the friend that's being rude by calling 20 times in a day, even 10 times, 5 times, or 2 times, all right? She says that my kid should either wait till we are finished or go on about their business and come back to talk to me later. However, they can't always do that. They try hard not to interrupt. Am I wrong to be upset? She signs her letter. Hold on just a minute. Dear, hold on. No, you are not wrong. Duh. Your children are trying to be cooperative and respectful. It is your friend who is being unreasonable. This is a little too obvious to need explaining. Let's get rid of that piece of paper. Isn't there something else we can read about? A cold berry treat. How about a nice smoothie with strawberries? Joanne has been trying to make me some very healthy foods using raw vegetables, organic, and various kinds of fruits. And so that looks kind of like what we've been eating in some ways. Of course, we eat some normal food too. I've been doing tons of study on what are the healthiest foods for what I'm trying to accomplish. And believe it or not, don't take this the wrong way. Don't want to give you bad advice. One of the healthiest things you can have in your diet is a glass of vino. But that comes with a caveat. First of all, it should be red wine, like a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Merlot or a Pinot Noir or something like that. Red grape. It's got a substance called resveratrol. Look it up. I've forgotten how to pronounce it. But there are all kinds of substances in it that turn out to be very healthy for you as anti-carcinogenic, good for heart health, good for a wide variety of things. But that's only if you ingest a small amount each day. There's basically what you call a U-curve. Right, let's form it like this. Okay? And on the U-curve, those who ingest in the big, giant, double-blind studies that are normalized for various factors like diet, exercise, and environment, those who have no wine at all are less healthy than those who have 4 or 5 ounces a day. Basically 1 glass for a woman, up to 2 for a man. There we go with gender again. But that's what the research says. Go blame them if you want me to be gender neutral. Anyway, when you get beyond that threshold on the U-curve, then you start getting less healthy again, and you get back to the danger zone where drinking more wine causes health problems instead of solving them. So don't use the research as an excuse to overindulge. It's just a small amount of wine, red wine basically, that you're and some of the good stuff in it can be found in red grapes and also in walnuts and other substances. So there is some possibility you can get some of those nutrients. Also cranberries and what is that juice that's kind of nasty tasting? Some like it. Oh, pomegranate. We'll get it for you. House passes harassment bills. That's good. We should have lots of harassment wherever possible. What kind of harassment? Curb harassment at the state capitol. That would be Oregon. What are they doing differently? It will now head to the Senate. The legislature had not done enough to curb hostile and inappropriate interaction. What does that mean? We spent many years dismissing and ignoring bad behavior because it was simply easier, said Representative Dinek Bolas, who sat on the newly created Joint Committee on Capital Culture. Committee Capital Culture, 3 C's. I'm proud today okay, I'm getting bored. Grounded air show. Uncertainty over a Boeing jet. That's boring me also. Standardizing the hemp industry. Hemp looks just like marijuana, but it doesn't have the THC that creates a high. Instead, they get things like cannabidiol out of it, which is an oil you can take for anxiety and pain. I don't know if it works or not. You tell me if you've tried it. It's kind of legal now. It's legal in many states. At the federal level, it's a little uncertain. All right. Grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX hovers over the big air show in Paris. Well, I'm not planning to go to the air show in Paris, so I won't worry about that too much. Besides, how many air shows have you been to where the Boeing 737 is the featured aircraft? Okay? Usually they're flying military aircraft, vintage aircraft, biplanes, and things like that. Racing planes, and you name it. This looks a little like, almost like a man cave, but it's a place called the Pump Cafe over there in Eugene, Springfield. Maybe I'll take Joanne there and check it out. Interesting decor. Specialty omelet. I don't think I can eat this. Marble sourdough toast. Now, have you ever seen sourdough toast that looks like that with an omelet? I don't think so. So at least it's something different. Women's arm wrestling, Saturday at World Pies. That doesn't look like arm wrestling. Looks like martial arts. But what do I know? Very little, as it turns out. I don't even have enough scientific background to be aware that the world is flat, apparently. So, I must not have paid attention in all of my college courses on science. Serial dater's love life, hard for friend to watch. This is a paper that's a few days old, and I found the Dear Abby column again. I'll read just one of these before I sign off and upload this video. Dear Abby, I have a guy friend who goes from girl to girl. Constantly, people talk about what a player he is and say he doesn't really like the women he's dating. He has been called desperate. None of this ever gets to him, even though we are just close friends. He has even asked me out. I think he's doing things all wrong And I want to tell him so. I want people to stop talking behind his back, which is why I'm writing a letter to millions of people behind his back. Okay, that was my editorial comment. I want people to stop talking behind his back. He annoys me so much when it comes to his dating life that I sometimes want to scream in his face. Do you have good advice for me? She signs her name, Good Girlfriend in Connecticut. Dear good friend, yes, I do. You have a right to express your opinions to your friend. That said, try to be less judgmental and less jealous. That's my comment. Remain his friend, but focus less on his dating life so much because it is not your business. Yes. Let's read the next one. It looks like it might be interesting. Dear Abby, my boyfriend of 10 years and I recently broke up over some photos he has displayed on his mantle. At one time, he had an 8x10 photo of moi. Well, she says me. Which suddenly disappeared. Her photo disappeared. He swore he had no idea what happened. It was probably stolen by elves. He now has 4 photos. 2 are 8x10 of a woman he calls a co-worker. She ushers with him at church on Sunday, and I know she has no interest in him. I'm not a jealous person. No. But these photos has caused me hurt and embarrassment when others asked who the babe in the picture are. He knew my feelings about them, but didn't take them down. Was I wrong in asking he remove them? Perplexed and hurting in Florida. That's worse than being perplexed and hurting in Colorado, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Dear Perplexed, you weren't wrong to tell your ex how you feel about the photos. And you are right, your feelings on the subject were not important to him because you're not important to him. Okay, that's me again saying, it appears he became fixated on the church lady, which is why you were smart to break off the relationship. That's all she has to say about it. Okay. I'm good with that. If Abby's good with that, so am I. Ready for his breakfast at the Pump Cafe. Some kid there, ready for breakfast. Kind of ready for dinner myself. Try a pork tenderloin on the grill tonight. What did you all do for Father's Day? If you're a father, I went down to the log carving contest in Reedsport, California. Oregon. The chainsaw carving contest. And it was very interesting. Some amazing sculptures. They're only allowed to use a chainsaw and nothing else. Also, there was a gem and mineral show there. And I heard from all my kids. And so, anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. Because I'm not feeling 100% 100%, Charles. I really can't say I'm feeling 100%. That's a line from a movie. Let's see if anyone knows what movie it's from. Alright. No cheating. No Googling it now. Take care, everyone. Don't ASMR and drive.